for birth certificates and death certificates as well. And these services are being offered in all our district offices. You can do it from Kabale, you can do it from Tororo, you can do it from Kampala at your own convenience. It's not only about national IDs, but we would really like to register for birth certificates as well. NIRA gets its mandate from the Registration of Persons Act, Section 4 and Section 5. They are the sections that establish NIRA, and we need to know that with the registration of birth, the state reserves all the right, and this service was, or this function was duly assigned to NIRA, and we really need to tell our dear citizens that we moved onto the new system, and this is how a new birth certificate looks like. So it would be prudent for every Ugandan to have this birth certificate. And we should also be cognizant of the fact that all our dear children, all our dear citizens, to access these birth certificates, you need to have a NIN number. And this NIN number is indicated in here with your surname and other name, of course the details of your parents, and of course your place of birth. So in this era where we have children below 18 years without national IDs, it would be prudent for them to be having birth certificates because these are original documents. You can even verify them online to do away with fraud. So we call upon our all dear citizens to register for birth certificates. And then with death registration, this is how a death certificate looks like. And it would be good for all our dear journalists even in here, in this press briefing, to have a birth certificate, and in case you've lost someone, to have a death certificate. All these help us in planning for the entire country, to know the number of citizens we have in the country, to know the people we have lost, because one of our functions as NIRA, as provided under Section 5 of the Registration of Persons Act, we have to operate, maintain, and manage a national identification register. And we can only do this when we have ascertained the number of people we have lost in the country and the number of people we have registered. And then I would also like to talk about registration offenses. We have a big number of citizens in this country who are attempting to do multiple registrations. And I would like to say that this is unlawful and it's not good, and you should desist from such vices. Section 76, Section 77 of the Registration of Persons Act. At the next press briefing, I will give you copies of the Registration of Persons Act. I will give you the copies so that maybe we can always be at par. But with Section 76, Section 77, they really stipulate about registration offenses, what you should not do, or why you should register once, and why you should give us correct details. Section 53 talks about falsifying information. If you are, let's say, Juma Kiria or Kamsime Arnold, you should not, then why should you register as Kamsime Benon? All this is laid under, okay, stipulated under those sections, but it would be prudent to register, especially we're coming for the mass enrollment. Please provide the right details, because the moment you give us wrong details, it becomes hard for us to update your details in the system, and we have to do due diligence, we have to do manual identification, and we end up delaying. So for us to issue out IDs in time, it would also be good for you to provide us with the necessary and requisite information. Thank you so much. In Uganda.